Alright, nice. We are ready for round one and we win the die roll. Yes, let's play first. I'm going to keep this hand. This hand is fine. The Deathrite Shaman clearly not at its absolute best in a hand with no fetch lands, but this hand can cast a Deathrite. If our opponent makes a fetch land, that's great. If our opponent chooses not to, then that's fine. We can handle all of it. We are going to be able to answer a wide number of the cards that our opponent could possibly start with. Alright, our opponent choosing not to use the Verdant Catacombs. Probably a reasonable choice for our opponent. I am interested in playing a Volcanic Island here. Not the Wasteland. I don't think it's necessary. I think I am going to attack here, though, and get in a quote-unquote free point. Nothing wrong with that, right? Free point of damage. Deathrite Shaman's got that body. Let's see what our opponent does now. Another one. Alright, no Stifle. Scrubland. That's one I haven't seen very many people playing. Our opponent is probably playing some sort of Abzan Maverick, it looks like. And Life from the Loam, huh? I believe that that's going to merit a Daze. No more Life from the Loam for my opponent. Let's see what Ponder offers us here. Probably should have pondered first, in fact, but not the biggest deal. I don't hate these. I believe that Abrupt Decay is the weakest one, so we're going to put Abrupt Decay, then Snap, then Force of Will. We will not shuffle, drawing Force of Will. We will Wasteland. And Wasteland our opponent's Savannah. Alright, let's see what we've got now. Okay, that's pretty good for us. The old nothing. A big fistful of nothing. I'm going to exile my opponent's Savannah to add a blue mana. Savannah for mana. We're going to play a Snapcaster Mage, and the Snapcaster Mage will flash back a Ponder, which we will then be able to cast. Not a bad selection here. We'll put the Abrupt Decay on the bottom, the Misty Rainforest one above that, and the Daze on top, and not shuffle. Let's see what happens now. We've got 2 counter spells for the next 2 cards that our opponent chooses to play, and we've got the land, which will allow us the opportunity to shuffle away the Abrupt Decay if we deem it not necessary, depending on what our opponent chooses to play here. I believe that we are in a heavily favored position against our mana-screwed opponent. But maybe we can get a better sense of what our opponent is trying to do for a game plan, because all we have seen is Life from the Loam. I want to say that we are looking at some sort of aggro loam deck. I don't know. Alright. Cool. That's good for us. Let's see what our opponent does here. Nothing. Alright, play that. And we'll get feisty with Mr. Snappy. Our opponent is at 13, so going to 11 from Deathrite, and then 8 from a Bolt. And then just basically dead the subsequent turn? I'm not sure. Let's see. No, that one's not going to resolve. Well, actually, I don't know if it matters, because we can Abrupt Decay it next turn. So, no problem. That's fine. We are going to exile our Daze. And we're going to Lightning Bolt our opponent. Get ourselves a Tropical Island. Abrupt Decay the Sylvan Library. Attack our opponent for 3. Not a problem. I don't mind that. We want to see what our opponent's doing. Revealing a Batter Skull. Not bad. I'm going to bolt you. And that should elicit a concession. Alright, so we have an Abzan Maverick deck. One of those decks that players like for reasons unknown to me. I mean, I get it. I understand. It's fun to play these kind of mid-rangey decks that seemingly have game against everything. But if you're not playing with Force of Will and Brainstorm, you are just kind of handicapping yourself in a lot of situations, to my way of thinking. So let's think, what do we actually care about? What do we want to be doing here? How are we going to beat our opponent? I'm still not 100% clear on exactly what's going on, but I generally default to sideboarding out some number of spell pierces if our opponent is not playing a combo deck. So let's cut the pierces and see what happens if we do that. And to replace them, I like 2 Umezawa's Jittes, which I think are quite good, and I like, not sure if we want a Painful Truths or a Dismember or a Surgical Extraction or a Thoughtseize as our kind of one more card, or if we want to cut a Force of Will or a Daze. I don't know if it matters all that much. It's possible that our opponent is running Choke as a sideboard card against us. That seems to be kind of prevalent these days. Our opponent is probably running Knight of the Reliquary. I believe that the card that we want is Dismember, but I could be convinced that it's in fact Surgical Extraction. But we're going to try Dismember and just see where it takes us. This is a great hand. So I will do as the kids say and snap it off. Our opponent mulliganed, so we will keep. And let's see what our opponent does here. All right. On their first main phase, we see Savannah, probably Deathrite, possibly Green Suns. Okay, I don't mind. So we have Daze for any shenanigans that our opponent may attempt to engage in. So I'm going to play my land, sacrifice my land, get a C, make a Deathrite. We're having fun. And we have Daze if our opponent attempts to play a 3-mana spell. If our opponent attempts to play a Stoneforge Mystic and gets Batterskull, we'll just bolt it and continue on with our lives. Probably bolt it and play a... well, we'll see. Swords to Plowshares. I'm not thrilled about that, but, you know, c'est la vie. You can't always get what you want. The Mighty Attack, for 1. Let's see if our opponent has a land. No land, okay. Well, that informs our play quite predictably. This is going directly, whoops, cancel that, directly at you. This is going directly onto the battlefield, and hopefully we can just take this on home with a little Jitte action. Alright, a big fistful of nothing. That's very lucky for us. Okay, come on. We're lagging. We are not revealing Polluted Delta. We are, in fact, playing our land. We are, in fact, attacking. And we are certainly casting Umezawa's Jitte, the club with which we will bash our opponent's head in. Pardon my vulgar imagery, but I will not reveal that magic card. I will play it. I will also tap 2 and equip, and I will attack. Now, it's possible here that we wanted to fetch during our upkeep. We should probably put a stop on our own upkeep such that we can actually do that, because it gives us the option, if we reveal another land, to sacrifice one of our fetch lands. We probably should have done that on a prior turn, regardless. But let's see what our opponent has to say here. I don't care about that magic card whatsoever. You, my eggy friend, are going to lose to my Umezawa's Jitte. Let's see what we got. I will reveal Brainstorm, as that is a powerful magic card. I will attack my opponent. I will also destroy my opponent's Deathrite Shaman. So at this point, the game is essentially locked up, and we are just going to patiently take it on home. If our opponent doesn't do anything, we're going to end step snap bolt our opponent, and that will elicit the concession. Mox Diamond. That's fine. I'm not threatened by Mox Diamond. Okay. Alright, well that is going to be receiving a Daze. We are also going to fetch Tropicana Island and win the match. Yay! We will see you for the next one.